Hey everyone, this is Mike Bond with Hard Money Mike. Today we're going to go over hard money and using them for fix and flips. What does your lender look for? What do you need on each project? How do you get this done as fast as possible? The more you know this, the more you practice it, the more profitable you're going to be. What is one of the top questions we get asked every time we speak to someone? It's not only how do you get approved, what are your terms, how quick can you close? Those are things you should ask every hard money lender. The number one thing is, what do you need to get a deal approved? When I find a deal, say I'm already approved with you as a lender, right? Done the application, done everything to check everything out. What do I need to get a deal approved? Because even though you're approved does not mean every deal is approved or approved at a certain level. Because as a hard money lender, we look at different kinds of projects, different kinds of deals. We want to make sure that this deal that you're doing is also approved. So what do we look at? We look at stuff just like you do. It basically comes down to, is this a good deal where you're going to make the money you think you're going to make? And we see that, and it's going to be done in the timing. We're going to start with, what is the ARV? What's the value going to be when you're finished with the project? If it's a flip, if it's land, whatever. Let's concentrate on fix and flips here. What is the ARV of the project when you're going to sell it? We're going to look at your comps. We're going to look at our own comps and determine the value just like you do to make sure the value's there. Second, we're going to look at what you're going to put into it. What is your scope of work? What is your budget? So on one end, we have what it's going to be worth. Next, what you're going to put into it. And of course, the final thing is, what are you purchasing it for? So if we know what you're purchasing it for, if we know what you're going to put into it, the budget plus the scope of work. The difference between a budget and scope of work is, budget is just the raw numbers. Scope of work is, are you moving walls? Are you adding a bedroom? Are you putting an egress window in? Are you redoing some kind of configuration to add square footage? Redoing some of the bathrooms just so you can get an idea, the picture of what it'll be worth when you're finished. Because remember, we're looking at three main things. What's it going to be worth? What are you buying for? And what are you putting into it? Those three things are what you should be looking for too, just to make sure it's a viable deal. The profits will be there, and the LTVs that lenders look at will fit this project. Of course, we're going to also ask, what is your exit strategy? Are you selling it, refinancing it, whatever that may be? Next is, how much are you looking to borrow? Do you want the full amount or just partial? Are you going to put some money into it? And how much of that is for the purchase price, and how much of that is for the fix up or going into escrow for the repairs? And lastly, how long is it going to take? Are you looking at a 3-month project, 6-month, 9-month, 12-month? Of course, the longer the project, the higher the margins are going to have to be, meaning you're going to have to buy this lower just to make sure you're making money. Just please remember, every time you hold it, every month you hold it, there's interest costs, there's taxes that are accumulating, insurance that is accumulating, maybe even HOA. So the longer you keep it, the less money you're going to put in your pocket, because every month interest, taxes, and insurance is going to take away from that. We as a lender take that into account, and you as a borrower or someone looking to make money on real estate needs to take that into account too. Remember, each project, what we're going to look for is, what are the profits? The profits are based on what you're going to sell that for, what you think you could sell it for. What you think you could sell it for, or the after repair value, depends a lot on your scope of work. What you're putting into the project, the type of quality of material, the work you're going to be doing to it, any changes, and the purchase price. Those are the main items just to make sure the deal is profitable. You need to do that, and so will your lender. So typically what lenders are going to look for is maxing out at 70 or maybe 75% of the after repair value. Once again, those LTVs are going to be based on your experience, what you've proven you've done in the past. You may get all the way up to 75, but at least 70% of the after repair value. So by starting with knowing your after repair value, you could figure out if or what monies you have to put in on this project before you even send it to the lender, to make sure it's viable, that you have the money in your account, or you can borrow it from someone else to finish or even get into this project. We're going to look at the same things you are. Is it profitable? Does it make sense? And is your exit strategy viable? Is it something that you can pull off in that amount of time? We want to make sure you're profitable. You need to make sure you're profitable. Just remember, when you're looking at every deal, lenders are going to look at the same thing. If you have a deal, you want us to look at it, we'd be glad to help. Just email it to us. We also have a quick deal analyzer below. So the other things to take into account are the cost to sell it, realtor fees, closing costs, lender costs. This little tool will help you calculate those items fast, quick, and accurately. So check the download below, and we'll see you on the next video.